Hey everyone, this is Cody from Peak Fitness here in Dieppe. Today we're going to be going over some foam rolling lacrosse ball techniques for the T-spine, lats, pecs, shoulder girdle area to give you guys some help with that overhead range of motion. We are often in that anterior position, shoulders forward, T-spine flexion, forward neck, just from being on our phones all day, working at the desk on the computers. So being able to go and open up, bring everything back into its regular position is gonna be extremely important for your guys' health, but also being able to do those overhead exercises that we love to do so much in our boot camps. So let's begin with the T-spine. The T-spine can go into flexion, extension, but it can also flex, rotate. It helps us do a lot of daily activities. So being able to go and explore that range of motion is extremely important. If we are limited and we can't go into extension or can't rotate, it's going to hinder our performance, but also daily activities. So let's go and open that up. Grab your foam roller, place it on the ground, have a seat, knees bent, and what you're going to do, lay back onto that foam roller, kind of in that mid-back area to begin. From there, we're gonna give ourselves a high five, so palms together, arms straight, and we're gonna go and reach the arms towards the ceiling as we lift the bum. Chin is tucked, so we're bringing ourselves into that flexion position, and we're just gonna go and do little rolls back and forth. Take your time with this. Make sure that chin's staying tucked in. We don't want to be going into cervical extension here. You can also give yourself a big hug. Chin tucked in, going into a crunch position, furthering that big flexion. Then we can come back, go overhead. Make sure the core is engaged here. We don't want to be arching that back. Keep that core on, reach overhead, and go from there. So experiment with this position, see which technique is best for you. 40 seconds to a minute here, and then move on to the next exercise. Next up, we're gonna do our lats. So that big muscle connects from here and goes all the way down the side of our body. For the lat, you're gonna go on your side, placing that foam roller right in that armpit area. Thumb pointed up towards the ceiling. Find a comfortable position for the legs. They can either be crisscross, lengthways, knees bent, wherever you feel comfortable. From here, we're not gonna necessarily roll right yet. What we're gonna do is go and bring our chest towards the floor, and then chest away from the floor. Okay. So we're scanning that area, finding anything that is sensitive. Once we do, let's say right here is a sensitive area for me, I'm gonna stay on that. Wait 20, 30 seconds or so. If it gets better, then I'll move on. So I'll bring that foam roller a little bit lower, repeat the same process. Or what I can do is go and do an active release technique here where we're sweeping the floor, palm down, palm up, do 15 or 20 reps, and then move on. Other techniques that you guys can do for the lats is going to be with our lacrosse ball up against a wall. So let's go on over and see how we do that. So again, we're working on that side of the body here. We're gonna bring our arm over our head, elbow pointing towards the ceiling. We're gonna place that foam roller in any spot that you want, really, on that side of that body. We're gonna get a little bit of a lean. You can cross the legs, or you can just further the angle, playing around with areas that feel sensitive. So getting that subscap, getting the lat, getting all of that. 20-30 seconds on a sensitive area and then move on. From there, we're gonna go into releasing that pec. So shoulder forward, flexes that pec muscle, shortens it. So we wanna make sure we can go and open it back up. So for that, we're going to find a doorway or a wall, anything that we can get access to. Doorway works the best. You'll see why here in a minute. So we're gonna place that lacrosse ball, bring on that pec minor here, up against the doorway. A little bit of a lean. Apply some pressure, 7 out of 10 intensity here, nothing too crazy. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, try to relax as much as you can. After 30 or 40 seconds, if it's still tight, back off a little bit, and we're gonna go and explore some range of motions. So we can cross the body doing like our swords. Thumb goes in, thumb goes up. We can go up and back down. Experimenting with it, see which one feels the best for you. Repeat the same on the other side. Next up, tight upper traps. Very common issue. Or getting those knots in kind of that rhomboid lower trap area, around that shoulder girdle. Very common. So let's do our kind of rhomboid area first, and then I'll show you the technique for the upper traps after. Take the opposite hand, place it on that area. Give yourself a big hug, so that cross body stretch. And we're gonna go do little rotations here, side to side. We can bend the knees up and down. Find anything that is sensitive. 20-30 seconds, and then move on. I wouldn't stay here longer than a minute before switching places or switching sides. For the upper trap, you can place the ball a little bit higher, getting that upper trap. Same technique. However, if it really feels like it's on the top, we're gonna go back to that doorway to get that. So, we're gonna place that lacrosse ball a little bit lower than we did for the pec. We're gonna get a bigger angle. We're gonna drop that arm down, driving the shoulder into the pole. I wanna make sure that this arm is nice and relaxed. I'm letting it just drop to the ground. Don't wanna put too much pressure. So again, 7 out of 10 intensity. And what I can do from here is go and play around with the angles of my head. So I can side bend, flex, I can extend, experiment with it, see what's gonna be best. You can also go and do little circles with that hand down below as you're bringing the head into different ranges of motion. Again, 30-40 seconds, and then move on. And that's it for that forward head, kyphosis, T-spine, overhead mobility sequence. Thanks for watching, guys.